Senior Moments, sponsored by the Empowering Seniors Group on News Talk KVNU, 102 FM and 610 AM.
Good morning. This is the Senior Moments Show. I am your host, Sid Roeder, today without Bruce. And I'm visiting today with Patty Bartholomew. She is a member of the Empowering Seniors Group, which is a sponsor of this radio show. Good morning, Patty.
Good morning, Sid.
And Patty is a financial consultant for Parsonex Securities. And we're going to, for those of our listeners who haven't met Patty before, we're going to give her a minute to introduce herself. But I first want to talk about our sponsor for just a second. So the Empowering Seniors Group is a group of professionals that has dedicated their time and efforts to provide information to seniors, their family members, and really anybody who cares. And we do so mainly via this radio show. And if you'd like to learn more about the Empowering Seniors Group, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info, or you can email us at empoweringseniors.cv@gmail.com, and the CV stands for Cache Valley. Or lastly, if you have any suggestions for this show, anyone you would like to have us invite, you can reach me personally at 435-512-6406. So Patty, let's talk a little bit. Let's briefly talk about Parsonex and what you do there and why you're doing what you're doing, and then we'll dive into what we're talking about today.
Yeah. So I've lived here in Cache Valley for about 22 years. I love it here. I'm in Providence, and as you said, I'm a financial consultant with Parsonex Securities. I help clients invest their money and plan for retirement and keep them comfortably retired. So that's my passion is the education part, right? I love the investing. I love that component, but I really enjoy educating clients and teaching them and helping them make their own choices with their investments. So, it's really, really fun for me.
Thank you. But today we're actually going to talk about something that I guess has touched both of our lives and has been so dominant over the last few years that we do want to put that on radio, and it is fraud. So you actually have a personal story. So why don't we start with that? Because you know someone that's been in a situation that wasn't very pleasant. So why don't you share that story?
So recently, I have someone I know who was a victim of a scam, and some hackers got into their bank account and moved over some of their home equity line of credit to their checking account and called them up and said, "Hey, we put this in your account by accident, and we need you to wire us the money." And these acquaintances were really confused and not one, oh my gosh, did it really go into our account? And they checked it and it did. And so they were really concerned about that. And the scammers on the other end of the line were putting just a lot of pressure on them saying, "Hey, we need to get this done. You need to wire us," and, and really creating the sense of urgency. And, they decided, okay, we'll wire it over and take care of it. They went to the bank, sent the wire, came back, and the scammers were pressuring them for more money. And thankfully, the bank called and said, "Hey, this doesn't quite look right. Are you sure you're okay? Are you, do you know the person you're sending the money to? This looks like a scam," and the bank was really great that way. And they started to kind of think, this doesn't feel right. They're asking for more money. Maybe it is a scam. And through that process, they were actually able to get their money back, thankfully, which, happens kind of rarely. But just realizing just how prevalent fraud is, all of us are getting bombarded, right, with these, these spam callers, and it just is incessant. And I until this point, I hadn't known anybody personally who had gone through something like this, and it just rained chaos, and it was so aggravating, and it was embarrassing, and it was traumatic, right? Like adding $45,000 was going to be gone. And these guys they're retired and almost have their home paid off. And it was just causing a lot of heartache and stress on their lives to have this going on. And so, again, luckily they were able to get their money back, but so many times that's not the case.
Right. And I think it's fair to say that a lot of scammers have made it their business to specifically go after seniors who maybe are not familiar with the technology or who already have maybe some insecurities. And if you feed into this, like you said, this sense of emergency, we have to do something right now, then it's probably easier to scam than as somebody who's going to maybe stay calm and say, wait, let me ask you a few questions first.
Yeah. Scammers, they prey on fear, right? That's what they really feed off of.
That's right. Well, let's, you and I have had a little conversation before we started doing this. Let's maybe, before we get into our first break, talk about one that I have been privy to, and that is when people purchase a home and some scams that are going on with the title companies. Luckily, the Utah Real Estate Commission has pushed, we actually have on forms now warnings for the buyers that make them aware that they should be very wary of any emails they receive right before settlement that tell them that any money wires need to go into a certain direction. There's been a couple cases in Cache Valley where buyers have lost substantial amounts to scammers because they got an email from what looked like the title company. They had copycatted the logo. It looked identical. The only thing that was different, I've seen it in person, the only thing that was different, there was a slight variation in the email address and a different phone number. That was it. Other than that, it looked identical to what the title company would send. And so we've gone, as real estate agents, have gone over to educating our clients about this, and there are ways to check that beforehand. If you receive any emails, and I think that goes for any other scam, if you receive emails and they look right, but you get a funky feeling, you need to call the individual or the company that has sent that with the phone number that you already have in your records on a piece of paper from the company or from the title company. Call your real estate agent and confirm that what you've received is actually authentic coming from the title company, because I can guarantee you they don't switch accounts day before settlement. Anyway, we are already at our first break. We'll talk more about fraud. This is the Senior Moments Show. We'll be right back.
Oh, it seems like yesterday I was playing with my kids on the playground.
Seems like yesterday I was building a treehouse in the backyard.
Time goes by too fast, but there is something you can do to ensure you're taken care of down the road. I'm Tracy Ferris with Quality First Insurance. A long-term care insurance policy is something we all need as we get older. If you wait until you need it, you're too late. Let me help you understand the options and benefits of long-term care insurance. Call me today, 435-752-0101.
If you're retired or plan to retire soon, will you outlive your money or will your money outlive you? If you don't know the answer, I can help. Hi, I'm Patty Bartholomew, a financial consultant with Parsonex Securities. If you have questions about your financial plan or just need a second opinion, call me today at 435-227-5556.
Investments are not FDIC insured, nor are they deposits of or guaranteed by a bank or any other entity, so they may lose value. Investors should carefully consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the funds. This and other important information is contained in each fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, which can be obtained from a financial professional and should be read carefully before investing. Securities offered through Parsonex Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC, 8310 South Valley Highway, Suite 110, Inglewood, Colorado, 80112-303-662-8700.
Is your pharmacy closing? You have a choice of where to transfer to. May we suggest Reed's Pharmacy in Hiram? Reed's Pharmacy was named Best of Northern Utah, Silver Medalist Pharmacy. They have been open for 52 years and offer free prescription delivery to all of Cache Valley. Just stay home and they will bring your prescription to you. Need help remembering to take your meds? They have a free bubble packing service for convenience. For more information, call Reed's Pharmacy today at 245-DRUG.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad.
No problem, sweetie.
I can't believe you're able to fit everything in that little sedan.
Bye!
When they move out, you can move on to a house that fits your life. It's time to live in a space that fits your family.
Hi, this is Sid Roeder with Achievement Realty. Let me help you to find a home that suits your needs and is less to take care of. Save money or even make money on the sale of your current home. Call me today at 512-6406, then list it, sell it, and move on.
This is Mark Thurston with White Pine Funeral Services. The best time to plan is when you have time to plan. Having a pre-arranged funeral gives peace of mind for everyone involved. White Pine will customize your final wishes to fit your needs, from a traditional burial to cremation to a custom headstone. White Pine also accepts pre-arranged plans from other mortuaries, and we will absorb any transfer or revocation fees. No penalty to you. Visit whitepinefunerals.com or come and see us for more information.
White Pine Funeral Services, here when you need us most.
And welcome back. This is the Senior Moments Show. I'm your host, Sid Roeder, visiting today with Patty Bartholomew. She is a financial consultant for Parsonex Securities here in Logan. Welcome back, Patty.
Hi, Sid. It's great to be here.
We've been talking about fraud. We've talked specifically about someone Patty's been familiar with where they hacked into a bank account and moved some finances. Luckily, that they were able to get that returned. We've talked a little bit about fraud that had to do with wiring funds for a real estate transaction. But one of the things I think, Patty, that's safe to say, both you and I have encountered people that have either known someone or it's touched themselves with some fraud issues. Let's maybe bring some of these up, and I'll let you take.
Yes, I mean, it's really important to know if you have ever been a victim of a scam or you've gotten these phone calls, you're not alone. It's so common, and there are a lot of people who are going through what you're going through. Some of the common scams that we see are, an audit. You get a phone call saying you're being audited. I need all your information, right? This is a pretty prevalent one. A family member is in jail. You get a phone call. Hey, Grandpa, it's me. I'm your grandson. I'm in jail. I need money to be bailed out. This is pretty common here in Utah. If you list something on KSL.com and you have a buyer, let's say you list something for $500 for sale and you have a buyer that says, hey, I'll give you $1,000, but then I want you to send me the difference, right? Between the purchase price.
Right. And I'll just skip in on that one. There was a time in real estate, I haven't heard of it lately, but where you even had to be careful if you posted something on KSL, like your home for sale. There were scammers that duplicated the photos and posted your home that you were trying to sell for rent.
Oh my.
And then they would collect the deposits electronically, and people would show up with their moving trucks in front of a home they thought they had rented, and it was for sale by the owner. So that caused some ruckus in my market. So anytime you send money out, I think it's just, you've got to be careful these days.
Yes, absolutely. And this is one, Sid, that I think with title companies and real estate, you talked about this one, but this is pretty prevalent. And whenever you're dealing and someone wants you to send you or wire you money, that's a huge red flag.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Because you can't track where it's going. I remember from one of the wires that was done in the real estate transaction, by the time there were less than 24 hours that were in between the time the buyer had wired the money and then the next morning sitting at the title company ready to sign, when the title company was checking on funds and they said they aren't there, and they said, we wired it yesterday. So it was less than 24 hours, but when they tried to trace it, they could only trace it through 6 countries where it was hopping, and there was nothing they could do anymore. It was gone. So that's quite scary.
Yes. Another type of scam we see is romance. If you're lonely and you're looking for companionship, and you're chatting with somebody or emailing somebody, making sure that they're a real person. And again, a red flag is if they ask for money, if they ask for financial support of any kind, or that you just send them something they're having a hard time. And so just these red flags, just kind of have in the back of your mind of things that can pop up. The last
can I just skip in on that one really quick? I mean, one I see all the time on social media too that should raise your alarm bells. Even if someone is trying to befriend you and seems to have connections with other friends that you have, they may have accidentally accepted a friend request and not yet noticed that they are not dealing with a real person. I mean, I literally at least twice a week get a friend request from a person. In my case, it's typically a male, oftentimes portrayed as a military officer, and it's typically has one or two photos of that individual, very few friends, if any, and sometimes connections to people I know. So that's usually a red flag. If there is nothing in the Facebook that explains anything more, any background about that individual, it's red flags galore. Delete,
swipe. Yeah, you don't want to. Yes. That's a really important safety feature
Absolutely.
On social media. The last one is tech support. This is one that, I've heard about where someone will give you a call and say, hey, we need to access your computer remotely. For whatever purpose. And the minute you give them remote access to your computer, they have access to all your passwords, all the sites you visit, all your bank accounts, so just giving anyone access to your computer remotely or in person that you don't know and that you didn't ask for help. You didn't call a computer repair shop and ask for their services. If they're just calling you and they want to get in on your computer, don't do it.
Exactly. I mean, I think maybe one sideline here that we've had Jonathan Choate from SD7 here too, and talking about all the frauds that have to do with your computer. And one of the things, Microsoft does not call you. That's just maybe something to know, even if you hear these names from companies that you think you can trust. And this is going to be the lead into the next thing that you've brought up, is asking the right questions. Is Google doesn't call you for anything they want to change on your computer, neither does Microsoft. So be aware of that. And you've actually collected a few questions that are wise to ask.
Yeah. So if you get a phone call and you're not sure if it's legitimate and you need more information, be curious. Ask questions. What's your name? And be writing all this down. What's your name? What's your position? Who's your supervisor? Why are you calling me? And if it doesn't make sense what they're asking you to do, why does it not make sense? Like, why is this not clicking for me? If it's too good to be true, then it's too good to be true. That's one thing, and if you're confused, there's a reason for that. Listen to your gut, ask questions, and then you can, research, right? Call your bank. If they're claiming to be from your bank, call your bank, the number that's in your phone book, give them a call and ask for clarification.
Absolutely, Patty. We're already coming up on our second break. I just want to mention our sponsor really quick again. We are sponsored by the Empowering Seniors Group, which Patty is a member of. And if you'd like to find out more about the Empowering Seniors Group, you can do so online at empoweringseniors.info, or you can email us at empoweringseniorscv@gmail.com, and the CV stands for Cache Valley. And lastly, if you have any questions about this program, you need any advice on where to turn to, you can call me personally at 435-512-6406. We're going to take a little break. Stay tuned.
Hi, this is Bruce with Comfort Care. One of the ways we help loved ones stay in their home is by assisting with daily tasks. These may include bathing, meal preparation, medication reminders, and housekeeping. We even help with shopping, transportation, and errands. Most of all, we offer a trusted level of care. Let us help you live your best life possible with Comfort Care. This is Bruce, and you can call me at 754-7676. Comfort Care, 754-7676.
Whether you have a small business, large corporation, or sole proprietorship, remember Cook Martin Polson has provided quality accounting services since 1977. At Cook Martin Polson, they believe you've earned it, and they're going to help you keep it. Take a minute right now to call 750-5566. That's 750-5566 to set up your tax appointment and let Cook Martin Polson show you how to keep the money you have earned.
This is Jared Ripplinger with Cook Martin Polson. You've worked hard for your money. Let us help you keep it.
If you're retired or plan to retire soon, will you outlive your money or will your money outlive you? If you don't know the answer, I can help. Hi, I'm Patty Bartholomew, a financial consultant with Parsonex Securities. If you have questions about your financial plan or just need a second opinion, call me today at 435-227-5556.
Investments are not FDIC insured, nor are they deposits of or guaranteed by a bank or any other entity, so they may lose value. Investors should carefully consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the funds. This and other important information is contained in each fund's prospectus and summary prospectus, which can be obtained from a financial professional and should be read carefully before investing. Securities offered through Parsonex Securities, Inc., member FINRA, SIPC, 8310 South Valley Highway, Suite 110, Inglewood, Colorado, 80112-303-662-8700.
When it comes to successful aging, eating well matters. Staying physically active matters. Getting socially engaged matters. Living alone, aging alone, it's harder to consistently do that. Hi, this is Chris Grohl with Pioneer Valley Lodge, where we make it easier to do those things every day. Our mission at Pioneer Valley Lodge in North Logan is to help seniors live better, age more gracefully, and stay independent for as long as possible. Pioneer Valley Lodge, an independent living community for seniors.
Are you 55 and older and seeking a healthier, happier life? The Retired and Senior Volunteer Program, RSVP, of Cache and Rich counties may be the perfect opportunity. RSVP connects volunteers aged 55 plus with older community members who need increased companionship or a break from their caregiving role. Volunteering has many benefits, including better health, a sense of purpose, and strong relationships. Call 760-4472 to get started. That's 760-4472. Share your time, share your heart. 760-4472.
And welcome back. This is the Senior Moment Show, hosted today by me, Sid Roederer. I'm visiting today with Patty Bartholomew. She is a member of the Empowering Seniors Group and a financial consultant for Parsonex Securities. So maybe before we dive back into our fraud enlightenment and brainstorming that we've done, and just give you a chance, Patty, really quick, if anybody is looking for financial consulting, where can they reach you?
So my phone number is 435-227-5556. You can also email me at Patty, Patty, at parsonex.com, parsonex.com.
Awesome. For any listeners that are just barely tuning in, Patty and I have been discussing some fraud cases that have been going on in Cache Valley that we've been aware of when it came to account hacking, title company scammers that had pretended to be title companies, audits, romance things, and tech support. Let's talk a little bit about how you can protect yourself against fraud, Patty, and you've made an amazing list.
Yeah, so, and I got a lot of these off of the FBI website, but first step is, you've written down the information of the person who was calling you, why they were calling you. Search online for the person, for the phone number, and for specifically what they're asking you to do. And chances are, if it's a scam, it's been used time and time and time before, and you're going to be able to see that pull up in your search engine. You'll be able to see the different scams that have been used. The second thing to protect yourself is take your time when they're pressuring you. They're pressuring you. They want you to act. They want you to send the money immediately. It's urgent. Do it now. You take your time and you research, right? And resist that pressure to act quickly, because scammers they want to scare you and they want you to do it quickly, right? The third thing is just never give or send any of your personal identifiable info. Don't send money. Don't send jewelry. Don't send gift cards. Don't send checks or wire transfers. That's just a basic thing you can do to protect yourself. Just understand that you don't need to send this info to anybody, right? And
right. This actually, I'm going to interrupt you for a second. This just brought back a memory. There was a scam. I'm sure that one's still rolling. I actually had another agent in my office who reported that she had received a text from seemingly the broker instructing her to go to Walmart and buy gift cards for $500 and to call back. And he had said he dropped his phone, so that's why he was texting from a different phone number, and for her to call in and give the code on the gift cards so he could use them. I mean, that was obviously a scam that she didn't fall for, but these things happen. So I think, as a general rule, anytime things seem a little funky, don't do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You want to make sure you're cautious of unsolicited phone calls, mailings, door-to-door services. Be careful what you download and what you put on your computer. And then, you're not in this alone. And a lot of people who are victims of scams feel ashamed. They feel sad. They're embarrassed. And so many people are going through this. And it's important that you call a trusted person, call your bank, call your institution. If you have a financial planner or a financial consultant like myself, give them a call. I'm also happy to meet with anybody who just needs some guidance or direction there. And do call the police as well and let them know what has happened, so they can be aware of what's happening in the community. And then if you are a victim of a scam and you haven't reported it, do so as quickly as you can. Do report it quickly, because the sooner you can find out where it's going or where it's been, the more likely that an actionable item something can happen, and that we can, either get it back or at least trace it or help you.
Yes. And I mean, I think both Patty and I understand the shame that comes along with if something like that happens to you. But if it's any help, maybe consider that there might be other people out there that it could prevent the scammer from succeeding if you shared your story. I think in regards to the story you just shared on the radio today, I think we also need to encourage folks to maybe mention that on Facebook if they're on social media. That's where I've seen a lot of these is people have shared the experience, and sometimes it went bad and they fell for it. Other times they made fun of the scammer. And I think as a last note on this one, I think if you're going on YouTube ever, let YouTube find some of the videos of scams that are going on. I remember vividly, I watched one where they tried to scam a police officer, and she was actually in the station. Someone was on the phone with her, threatening her that she would get arrested if she wouldn't pay a certain amount of money to remedy the situation. Of course, that was hilarious, because they didn't realize they were talking to a police officer at that point in time. So, Patty, we're already coming up on the end of our show here. I did want to give you another chance also to share your contact information.
Yes. So my phone number is 435-227-5556. Just give me a call. And it's been a pleasure to be here, with empowering seniors. This is what we're all about. And this topic is really about empowering you and all the listeners, so that they can, be aware, and if they have been a victim, to get help and use those resources.
Thank you so much, Patty, for sharing this. This was the Senior Moments Show. We'll hope you tune in again next week.